Well, a lot of people have been asking for this video for a little while, and that is a video on my Pokemon card singles. Now, I want to premise this whole video on the fact that I actually sold all my Pokemon card singles and my Dragon Ball Z singles probably about 11 years ago. And it's only just been recently that I've really started getting back into singles a little bit again. And the reason for it, of course, like anything, bills popped up, I wanted to save up for a house, etc. And I decided I had a massive collection of singles. I had so many EX era, so many base, jungle, fossil. I also had more value in Dragon Ball Z cards than what I did Pokemon cards. And what I decided to do, I told myself I'm going to keep my 3 favorite Pokemon cards and my 3 favorite Dragon Ball Z cards, and that's it. Everything else is going up for sale, and the money made is going to go towards, the process of starting the journey of buying a house. So that's what happens. Now, on the whole singles thing, I actually collect with a mate now. So there's a few cards, of course, a lot of the cards are mine and a lot of the cards are his. So we sort of pull our collection together and just, sometimes they spend a bit of time on mine, sometimes they spend a bit of time at his, but it's a bit of a joint collection. So I thought I'd showcase that collection today and also show you the 3 cards that I decided to keep in Pokemon Card World from when I sold up ages ago. So let's jump straight into it. Well, I thought I might run you through the binder first, then we'll get into some of the slabs that I've got, and finally, if you can hold out and right until the end of this video, I'll show you the 3 cards that I kept those over 10 years ago when I sold the whole collection. So you'll find out what the 3 were right at the end of the video. Like I was saying, though, I'm not a massive singles collector. I mean, obviously there's some singles that come out from opening packs, and there's just some, that I've picked up over the years, particularly probably the last 5 years since I've really got, really sunk my teeth back into the hobby. So obviously I opened a few Charizard UPCs, Sword and Shield UPCs, so there's 3 there. I've also got 3 graded ones, which I'll show you what they come back as. Silver Tempest Rayquaza, that's a really, really nice card. The Dragonite Holo, the OG Dragonite. There's some cards I just bought here for the sake of buying them. Like, they were fan favorite Pokemon when I was younger, when I used to collect, so I wanted to have them back in the binder. Alakazam, love that card. The base set Zapdos, Dark Alakazam. I was a huge fan of Alakazam, and if you don't know me, my favorite special illustration rare so far from the whole Scarlet and Violet era is that 151 Alakazam. Massive Alakazam fan. Abra was always hard to catch, wasn't he, on the Game Boy games? Cypher down here, and not Holo because, and the reason for collecting this single is back in the day when I used to verse my friends with decks, the Jungle Cypher was what my deck was based around, and non-holo version because A, I couldn't afford the holo, and B, I didn't want to scratch it all up. So there's a little bit of sentiment there. A few Trainer Gallery cards here from Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet era. First special illustration rare that I pulled from the Scarlet and Violet era, of course, being one of the new legendaries from the new game, the new era. I suppose that's a pretty decent pull. I know it's not worth a great deal of value, but it was the first special illustration rare that I pulled from the new era. Look, there's nothing overly exciting inside here now on. I love that Rayquaza. I used to have so many EX cards. Rayquaza Holo there. I used to have so many EX cards. I shouldn't say plenty of, a fair few Gold Star cards that I'd pulled. And it's something, probably my singles journey, I probably want to get back into the EX era, start collecting some reverse holos, particularly the Delta species Pokemon. I really like that mechanic in the game and what they did there. As I was saying, there's not a great deal of value sitting inside here. I don't know, it's probably worth a couple $100 all up, including those base set holos and the Rayquaza from Silver Tempest. So nothing overly exciting in there. What do we got here? Hey, did anyone manage to pick up that Umbreon promo, the EB Games one? I think it's a GameStop promo in the US, but it's EB Games here in Australia and New Zealand. That's a cool looking promo. So yeah, give a shout out if you've got one of those kept sealed, either the GameStop one or the EB Games one. That's a pretty cool little promo there. Some slabs. There's nothing some slabs, not slabs. They're in hard cases. Couple little singles here. I don't think there's anything overly exciting. If you hang on for another probably 35 seconds, I'll get into some of the PSA slabs that I've got and some of the more expensive singles. Love the artwork. Isn't the artwork just... Illustration Rare artwork is just solid from the whole Scarlet and Violet era. If you think otherwise, I don't know, I think you're barking up the wrong tree. It's almost, I don't know, is it as nice as Trainer Gallery cards? There we go, Special Illustration Rare. Nice looking card. Is it as nice as alternate art Pokemon cards? You know, what's the future with singles? I know this is an investing channel, so onto some investing advice, I guess. You know, singles are so, I suppose the correct term to use is volatile. Singles are really, really volatile. You know, they can have massive, massive gains, but they can also sit dormant for 5 years and not really change in price whatsoever. And they can also be, you know, they can also depreciate really, really rapidly. You can lose money quite quickly investing in the wrong singles. That's why from my point of view, I've really based the whole investing side of the hobby onto sealed products. I collect Elite Trainer boxes, and we all know they will go up in price. I don't think they'll go up at the same rate as what they have in the past, particularly now with the mass printing, but they will still go up. They're great collection pieces. People will want to collect them. So I collect Elite Trainer boxes. I predominantly invest money. Oh, here we go. Here's a few little hits. A Japanese Charizard, Special Illustration Rare. What else? I think we got the Venusaur as well. So yeah, Elite Trainer boxes will go up, but I predominantly invest in booster boxes, and I also collect singles. I wouldn't say these are investments. I mean, obviously there's a little bit of value tied up. What do we got? Machamp. Is that a Master Ball? Yeah, Machamp Master Ball. Obviously there's a little bit of value tied up in these, but you know, nothing really to write home about, I guess. And they're too inconsistent and too volatile for me. We all know the general gist of it, that, you know, once a set comes out, hey, there's the Paldea Evolved. Look at that Gyarados at the top, hey? Yeah, good looking card, isn't it? Deserves the price it's at. We all know that, you know, singles will come out of the gate relatively hot. Then generally speaking, you know, it's almost like the 95-5 rule or the 90-10 rule. They will drop down in price quite considerably. Then they'll level out, and then we'll generally see them take a spike again. What do we got here? Pikachu Master Ball. Lucky, pulled from a 151 booster box. Also pulled from a 151 booster box. Mewtwo Master Ball. Yeah, then they generally level out, and then, you know, they take that spike after maybe the 2 to 3 year mark of being released. Hey, here we go. Here's some PSA slabs. So there's the Zapdos. That's a really good looking card, isn't it? And then I think I've got the 3 legendary birds as well. The Articuno in the Master Ball Holo PSA 10. Snorlax Master Ball Holo PSA 10. The Big Dog Gengar Master Ball PSA 10. Yeah, so, you know, and then they take a rise again after that 2 to 3 year mark, and then generally sometimes they can retrace a little bit again. They go on a bit of a roller coaster journey, don't they? You know, we've seen that with a lot of those Sword and Shield old arts, like this one in particular. This is an example. Lugia PSA 10, you know, this thing went skyrocketing up, and then all of a sudden, you know, it's come back to earth a little bit. Same with things like, you know, the Giratina V. There has been some retraction. Silver Tempest. So there we go. The top 2 hits from Silver Tempest in a PSA 10, the Lugia and the Rayquaza. I did tell everyone, get on board this card about 4 or 5 months ago. The Mewtwo V-Star from Crown Zenith. I did say, get on board, buy as many singles as you can, buy PSA 10 copies, because this card will shoot up. And what do you know? It has. Oh, and here's the ones we sent off for grading. So, Charizard V-Star. And then what did the other ones get? I think they just got 9s. Yeah, nothing too special now. Now, I did say at the end of the video, right at the end, I will show you the 3 cards that I kept after I sold all my singles over 10 years ago. So here's the 3 Dragon Ball, and I've framed them all. So here's the 3 Dragon Ball Z cards. I was a massive collector of Score Dragon Ball Z cards. The bottom right-hand corner, you'll see the little Japanese symbol, meaning these are limited edition. These are ultra rares. These are about the same pull rates as an alternate art Pokemon card. So there's about 1 in 4 booster boxes to be able to pull one of these. 36 packs, of course, in a booster box. That Margin Vegeta, that is the half face foil. So you can see his full face isn't foil. Vegeta the Revitalized, that's my favourite card from the whole Score Dragon Balls era. Unfortunately, a big print line running behind the back of his hair. I did pull that card. I don't know, Score's hard to grade. It's off-centre, there's a print line, but still probably $1,000, $1,500 card. And Trunks the Battler, that's a really good-looking card as well. Love that Trunks artwork, the holo going through his eyes. This is in better nick. Centering's a touch better, no print lines. I don't know, might get a better grade. And then the 3 Pokemon cards that I kept is the original, the OG trio. So these are cards that I pulled when I was younger. I pulled the base set Venusaur. The foil's quite scratched. I don't know what it would grade. Probably nothing special, that's for sure. I pulled the base set Blastoise. And again, you can see the foil is very, very scratched. These were used when I was a kid. I just couldn't let go of these 3. And the Dark Charizard. I never pulled a base set Charizard when I was little, but I did pull the Dark Charizard, which arguably, I don't know, they're both nice looking cards. You can see a little holo swirl up to the left of his neck there. That's in pretty decent condition, actually, this Dark Charizard. That little mark on the top above the 80 HP on the yellow border, that's not on the card. That's just, I think it's stuck on the frame, a little bit of dirt. That's actually, centering's pretty solid on that. This is something, I don't know, maybe I was a little bit older, a little bit wiser by the time Team Rocket come out, and I wasn't playing the game as much. So this sort of went straight into a sleeve. I think that would actually grade okay, that Charizard. Centering's pretty good. The holo foil pattern, there's really, I don't know, there's very, very limited, if no, scratches. And I checked out the back of the card not long ago. It's in really, really good condition. I don't know, maybe it might grade a 7 or something. But anyway, they're the 3 that I kept. They're the 3 that I could not let go of from when I sold the whole collection over 10 years ago. Anyway, drop me a comment down below. What's your favourite single? If you had to sell your whole collection, which is the one that you would hang on to? I'm Michael, this is PokeOz, and I'll catch everyone next time.